Forever Home for Athena, Chapter 8. I panicked more and more as we hopped onto the bus and she sat my carrier on her lap. It was too noisy on the bus and I didn't like it. People were also looking at me funny as if they hadn't seen a kitten on the bus before. Maybe they hadn't. Someone kept looking at me as if he wanted to eat me. Now I was really scared. Why did he have such a mean face? He had a black light around him. Two babies were screaming too. Why, oh why do they do that? I never did that. Kittens don't make such awful noise. I could smell human baby poo as well. Oh dear, it was awful. I think that's why they were crying, or at least one of them was. They needed to be changed. I'd be like that too. Luckily I didn't have to wear a nappy and I could go to the toilet in my litter tray, unless I was stuck on a bus like I was just now. How would I do it then? No need to worry. I didn't need the toilet. I could tell Mum could smell the baby poo as well because she kept looking at me with a screwed up nose. She sent me the image of a dirty baby nappy and put her fingers up to her nose to stop her breathing it in. Yes, poor Mum has highly developed sense of smell, just like a cat. Well, she was a cat in a past life, as I already said. That's why she feels so connected to me and to other cats. She used to be one. Something tells me she really would love to be one again. The bus was really bumpy and I was beginning to feel sick. I closed my eyes and I tried to remain calm. I could sense that I wasn't in any danger. Mum never sent me any cruel, ugly images to scare me. Just lots of shining love. I could tell that I was fast becoming her world. So why on earth was she doing this to me? In a short while the bus stopped and we got off outside an old church. There were many graves in the churchyard where so many people from a long time ago were buried. It looked familiar to me. I didn't know why. I felt myself being carried by Mum again along the road, and then we stopped and she spoke to me. "It's all right, sweetie, don't worry," she said in her soothing voice. I could listen to that voice forever. It was a special voice only for me. She didn't speak to anyone else like that. But I was still nervous and quite angry, in fact, because I really thought she was going to keep me forever. That she was my forever mummy and I had a forever home. By now I started to panic again. Maybe I had been wrong about her kindness towards cats. Because just what were we doing here? Had I done something wrong? Why was she getting rid of me now? Oh, I know, it must have been the wallpaper. I had scratched it with my claws again the other night. Gran got so upset about it and shouted. Then Mum did too. "Oh no, Mummy, no, don't leave me. I won't do it again. Meow." We crossed the road and then walked some more until I began to smell it. Oh no, dogs. I heard them bark, snap, bark. I hated that sound. Most dogs have large mouths and they could easily swallow me whole if they caught me. One almost ate me and Lily when we were abandoned in the garden as kittens. I panicked and started to roll and scratch inside my carrier. I meowed loudly, "Mum, please, don't leave me." "It's okay, Athena. Mum is here. Nothing to worry about," she said as she peeped into the carrier with her warm eyes. We went into the building and the smell of dog attacked my senses. I was freaking out by now, but I decided to keep quiet and try to stay calm and sat huddled up right at the back of my carrier. Mum put me on the floor and spoke to a woman behind a glass wall with a desk attached to it. The dogs were barking and making me nervous. I could smell some cats too. It smelled a lot like the place Mummy got me from, but this was a different place. But it looked like she was going to leave me there. It really did. I got the sense that she could tell I was terrified, and she kept speaking to me in a calm voice, the voice I had always trusted. Not so sure now. She was probably like all the other humans. We waited for a while, as more and more dogs and some cats came in with their humans. Then the door opposite opened and a human, the vet called a name, and a dog and his human went in. This happened a few more times before it was our turn. I wasn't that scared now because I noticed the other animals before me had gone in but had come out with their humans again and had gone out the front door, which could only mean they were going home together, safe and sound. But what happened behind the door with that vet? That's what I wanted to know. I didn't have long to wait to find out. When I went in with my mum, she put my basket on the table and she opened it, but I wouldn't come out. Then the vet pulled me out. I didn't like the smell on his hands. It reminded me of when I was small and these big hands had done things to me. Oh no, it was happening again. Same thing, but different hands. Though they smelled the same, Mum was still close by me at least. How could she let him do this to me? Then I felt something go into my neck. It hurt a bit. Another needle. Then it was done. I was put back in the carrier. Mummy spoke with the vet, then she took me to the glass window and desk where I saw her pay the woman behind it. Then Mum carried me outside. We then walked up the road and waited a bit for what I presumed was the bus home. Cars whizzed by and made a lot of noise. I huddled in the back of my carrier. The bus came and we were home in no time. No smelly babies this time. Mum hugged me when she took me out of the carrier and gave me some food. All was fine for a few weeks, and I could tell that I was growing up fast and putting on weight because I was being fed the most wonderful food ever. I felt loved and pampered. I slept with Mum on her bed and sat on her lap and purred. We played. She took me out in the garden, but she made me wear a harness to keep me close to her. She was scared something might happen to me. I didn't mind because I liked being with her. Being out was fun, but there was this nasty tomcat in the garden. He kept appearing and teasing me. He was a ginger tabby. He liked to make fun of me when I was indoors looking out of a big glass door in the living room, the patio door. There I was, all happy and content in the cosy house, my cosy home, when there he kept appearing, staring in through the glass at me. I rushed up to the door, angry. I stood up and started pounding my front paws against the door. I leapt up. I wanted to get at him. He had no place here. He had his own garden and home to go to. How dare he trespass on my territory and make fun of me too in the process? Silly male cat. Ha, look at you, he said. You can't go out, scaredy cat. Your mum won't let you out like mine. Go away, I meowed. At least my mummy loves me. Yours doesn't because she lets you out all the time. Soon this stupid cat, who was called Mister, a silly name for a silly cat, brought other cats to taunt me. They were bullies and they made me angry. Because I was still a kitten, they thought it was fun to poke fun at me. I'd show them, I thought. I had to watch them go to the toilet in our garden too. My garden. How dare they? I jumped onto the glass door and then stood and pounded my paws with anger and frustration. Why was Mum letting them do that? She was in the kitchen and I meowed loudly for her to hear me. She came into the room and looked out at Mister trying to poo in the flower bed. She closed the living room door so I could not get out and went out the kitchen door instead and shooed him away. She didn't look as angry at him as I was though. Mum seemed to like all cats, even Mr. Nasty Tom. I hope she wouldn't like him more than me. Anyway, why did he have to come here to do this smelly business? Why couldn't he do it in his own garden? There were many fun things to do with Mum, which made me forget those bullies for a while. I was so happy, I realised that these other cats were just jealous of me. Not just of my good looks, but of my lovely Mum. She cared about me and would never let anything happen to me. We played a lot so I could never get bored, not with so many toys. And I liked to invent games with Mum. That was the real fun. She thought that she was the one inventing them, but really it's been me all along. I was the one that gave her ideas, even as a small kitten, usually through my mind. I learned to picture what I would like her to do, and she soon picked it up in her own mind. The bond of love is what keeps us telepathically linked. Though I knew that Mum does have quite a gift for knowing instinctively what I want. I believe she's quite psychic. As I already said, she can read my mind. Another of my favourite games was playing hide and seek with Mum. I hid behind the sofa or the beds, and when I heard her calling my name, I'd stay in hiding, letting her search the house for me. But when I heard the panic in her voice though, I realised that I had to show myself because I really could not bear to see her so upset. That's when I knew that it was time to stop the teasing and show her some love instead. I think she worried and still does, that I might have sneaked out through an open window. She does worry a lot, my mum. It is my job to keep her safe, loved and happy, just like it's her job as my human mum. Everything was just great. I was content. And then it happened again. Here's a lovely photo of Athena as a kitten. Yep, she looks quite grey there, but she's a brown tabby, as you can see. Athena.